This all started through a lot of conversations with myself, Isaac, and Craig.
I met James and Craig, our original partner, over the counter as a barista at Yelling Up Coffee Shop, which is actually just down the road. I just surfed. Back in those days, man, I just surfed a lot. That was all I did, surfed and skateboarded, and did coffee. They were my three loves.
Sometimes we'd hang out with Craig and Rach at their place and it'd just be, hey man, we should start a roastery. That same conversation was myself waiting for my coffee at a cafe where Isaac worked.
And he was baristering in one of the local coffee shops I used to go to every morning for the coffee.
At the beginning, it was literally just a counter relationship. So I really was drawn to Craig. He's just a really nice guy, very calm, didn't say a whole lot, and I like that. And then James was literally the polar opposite. He would come in this big personality. Anyone that knows James knows that he is like just a unique dude. I don't think I've met many people like James. Anyways, he was a massive personality. He'd come in with the exact opposite energy to Craig, and he would just shoot ideas out. And every time I saw him, he would have a new fancy idea, like, hey, let's do this. He actually originally pitched to me creating a company called Rabbit to Roast.
I don't recall what Rabbit to Roast was.
Around that Rabbit to Roast time, I made the decision that I wanted to move to the States and study. So I did that. So I went over to Kentucky.
Where it really kind of came a little bit more from an idea to like, maybe we should do something, was probably one night over a few red wines. There's an opportunity. There wasn't that much down here, and I'd been watching things happening in Perth and a big surge in Melbourne and the East Coast on the rise of like specialty coffee.
In the town at the time, there's plenty of coffee on offer, but there was only very limited stores that were selling the full experience of coffee.
And myself and Craig chatted, but we knew deep down there's no way we were able to do this without someone who can crush it in coffee. And that was definitely going to be Isaac.
I got the call from James, hey, look, me and Craig are here. Craig's got the know-how to do all like logistics and sort of setting up a business. I'm a marketing genius, and there's a gap in our business, and that's a coffee expert, coffee roaster. I mean, I don't consider myself a coffee expert by any stretch, but I've done it for like 23 years now. So I've been doing coffee for a long time.
Hey, come home. I don't know how it's going to be mapped out. I can't guarantee a wage, but we can't do this without you.
That's everything that I want to do, like business, coffee, working with friends. Freaking hell yes, sign me up, I'm in. When I got home, Craig and I, we started a cafe together. Craig opened a shop, and in that shop, he helped me start a cafe in there. And my partner and I, Sarah, we ran the little espresso bar in which we used our own coffee. By having Maker Espresso, we had somewhere to really test everything and dial everything in. And
a wise move would be, let's just roast close to home. All three of us lived in Dunsborough, let's roast there. So we shipped everything over, it arrived, we installed it.
And then we got a letter from the council saying, hey boys, had complaints about the potential noise and smell that you're going to create as a roastery. We are not allowing you to open up the roastery. And so this is like literally the 11th hour. We'd installed everything.
So very quickly we had to find somewhere else, which we needed because we were already roasting for Maker Espresso at that time.
We decided to move into Vass, is where we are now, because you've got like Vass is right here. You've got Dunsborough, Busselton, Margaret River. Literally this triangle, and we're smack bang in the middle. And we thought this is absolutely perfect.
It's Switzerland, neutral.
Moving out here, best thing that ever happened to us. 100 times better.
You know, if you're going to do it, you've got to have the right name, something that's really marketable, something that sort of showcases the region and where we are and what we're trying to achieve.
I remember leaving Craig's house one night and he pulled the window down and he said, Margaret River Roasting Company. And I said, mate, that is not going to happen. Like, it's not cool, it's too long. And I left and Caitlin said, it's actually probably a pretty good name. And she's usually right. Thought about it, and then over the next few days, I kind of really started to sink in going, you could really lean in on the geographical part of this region. Margaret River is notoriously known for, produce and wine, the culture of community, and a really kind of a place to escape.
We had the design work done. We soft launched at Maker Espresso, and we were just showcasing our main blend, the Genesis blend, the very first blend we ever did, and still my favorite blend. It was a very light, very third wave blend, which was like trendy coffee, light, bright, sweet, high acid. We were sort of naive in that we thought that we could go to market with that one blend and have it cater to everyone down here. Because our idea was like, hey, I know the coffee culture is a little bit behind, but let's bring it up to speed.
Yeah, I think it was pretty touch and go to start off with, trying to meet the region's expectation of coffee.
So I was extremely optimistic with this company. I thought we had the best coffee roaster in the West. Craig had built this really clean foundation of the company, and that's where I was going to step in, clean branding, bougie online presence, and away we go. Little did I know it was a little harder to convert people.
That was a real rude awakening. Like when we launched with all our bags, and we had a big launch party here in this warehouse. Sort of post that, we had a lot of hype, and we started getting into cafes, and we had presented them this Genesis blend. Much to our surprise, more so my surprise, people were like, oh, it's very light. I want something a bit punchier. I need something that's got a kick to it, So even though we were trying to re-educate crew and go, no, coffee doesn't need to be a kick in the freaking teeth, they still wanted that kick in the teeth. And that was a cool learning curve though, because now I've come to understand that it's so subjective. If you say it's a good coffee, it's good coffee. You're enjoying it.
So Craig played a huge role in the company and where it is today.
I enjoy that side of the business. I enjoy putting things together, building stuff, making it happen. The back end of it after that is probably not really my thing.
Craig sort of stepped away from the business a little bit, and it was at that point that James and I had to maybe step up a little bit.
Yeah, I just really probably wasn't needed in the business so much, and it was a perfect business at the time for two directors.
From there, it became just myself and Isaac. So me and Isaac are chalk and cheese. I'm more the one that's happy to spend the money, got to make money to, got to spend money to make money. Where Isaac's a little bit more reserved, ended up looking like the best partnership because I think a lot of the strengths that Isaac have help complement the weaknesses that I struggle with and vice versa.
I literally about 6 months ago found this photo, and when you look at it now, it's just kind of in a really cool way, super humbling. I don't often sit down and smell the roses, and it makes me really proud of what we've managed to achieve in 9 years. We've got this massive roastery, big roaster, another warehouse over there, a Perth office. And I walk, through this warehouse and I see the crew and everyone that works here, I love everyone.
I feel our team and every individual on the team is really holding that mantra of good coffee for good people.
We watched a video, James and I, and it was talking about if you would hire your staff again and no one knew about it, would you hire those people again? And every single person on that list, I'm like, yep, sweet, love it. I'm actually really proud of what we've done, and I'm proud of our products. I'm proud of the way it looks. I'm proud of the way it tastes. I'm proud of the experience that people have with it.
I am super grateful to be here in this region. We are surrounded by coastal beaches, forests, and for us to roast in this area, we are extremely lucky to be part of it, for sure.